I'd tell you what, if this was in Cornwall, there'd be some nutters trying to surf, wouldn't there?
Probably,
yeah.
Yeah, that's big. That's really big sea.
Yeah, that is a big sea, isn't it?
It's a big swell, lads.
Hey!
Twisty on the island, this north. When we drop down and we head up Tahiti, it's a lot straighter. It's so long, so high.
So that's how it's pronounced. Tahiti, is it? I always
well,
go. Is there
I'm
debate?
sure the Spanish will pronounce it differently.
Right, yeah, right, okay. We'll go with
we're
Tahiti.
English, sort of.
Tahiti, yeah, okay.
Some people say tidy.
Yeah, I've been saying that, yeah.
That's what the Welsh say, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit tidy.
Yeah.
But then we're going to go down to the lost town of Masca.
Yeah.
Will we find it?
Well, you've only
There's always
just
a
found
debate.
it. Yeah.
Okay, right. Somebody did.
And that road we've just come down will feel like it's flat.
Really?
Yeah.
Jason was just saying that was some of the most challenging riding he's done. So,
Yeah. Are you allowed to swear on this?
no. Right, coffee time.
Coffee time.
Let's do that.
There's Ruben. Right, coffee time. It's unbelievably warm down here. It looks, you know, well, it is November, but it must be 20 degrees. Right, let's get a coffee.
Cob. Soft.
I thought cob was
No,
hard.
cob is hard.
So what do you call a
roll?
Joy calls it nudger.
What?
Yeah. Now, if it was bigger, it'd be puppies.
Hey!
Out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Gracias. Multi bueno. Look at that. So that is like a tortilla type affair
In
in a bat. Hence the bat conversation.
bat, cob, roll, nudger.
What was it the Joy called them?
Nudger.
A nudger.
It's my baps.
Look at the nudgers on that. Nice. Right, let's give it a try. Nice nudger. Good, huh?
Yeah. Probably a good nudging.
How often do you get a good nudging?
2 times a week.
Nice.
And you?
First time I've had a nudger, to be honest with you. Good. Well, what a cracking little stop that was. Amazing views. I'm holding the team up now. Brilliant. Well, what an amazing little beach down there. Just a great spot for a little bite to eat and a coffee. Just saying how different that would be in the height of summer when all the little cafes and restaurants there are buzzing with people having their drinks and ice creams and people on the beach enjoying the sunshine. You come up here now and it's like this. It really does kind of show you the force of nature. Brilliant little stop, we enjoyed that. Right, we're right on the north of the island now already. It's incredible. Which is why there's so much swell there and the sea is so heavy, because that's the full force of the Atlantic hitting landfall there. Really good stop, enjoyed that. There's a strange sort of beauty about the sea at winter, isn't there? I mean, if you're at home and you saw the sea like that, or in England, it would be a very cold and miserable day, but here, lovely and warm. The sun keeps threatening to come out. It must be 20, 21 degrees now, although I'm sure it doesn't look it through the GoPro. It's really odd for my English genes to get their head round that. Just perfect weather for biking, actually. Hello, hello. Do love the old Euro motorcycling wave. Not always easy to do mid hairpin. So anyway, I was talking to Ken at the coffee stop there about tidy, or TID, what is it that Martin called it? I do hope some person that knows what they're talking about corrects me. I'm going to call it tidy. Anyway, and I was wrong when I said it was about 10,000 feet. It's actually 12,183 feet, or something like that, give or take 10 feet. And it's actually the 3rd largest volcano on the planet. apparently because they measure volcanoes from the base of the caldera, is that the word? And of course, although Tidy looks impressive when you look at it from an aeroplane, when I flew into Gran Canaria you could see it poking above the clouds. You're only looking at the top third. So yeah, it's the third largest on the planet, the largest being in Hawaii, of course. I think maybe Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea, two largest, and then Tidy on Tenerife. And it last had an eruption something like 1809. And in geological terms, it's about due to go up again. Let's hope it's not today, eh? But all the volcanoes in the Canaries are actively monitored. Obviously, it's notoriously difficult to predict when a volcano is going to go up. So those that stand a chance are monitored by geologists all the time for any seismic activity going on. But like I say, let's hope it's not today, because that could spoil a really nice day out. Wow, look at this. Oh, you don't get this in Buckinghamshire. What a top day out this is proving to be. Nicely done, lads. Okay, so we've dropped back onto the other side of the island now. We're back on the TF12 and we're in the climb again. Some quite nadgery hairpins, as you can see, and yet more amazing views to be had. And to top it all off, the sun has come out. Happy days. The roads around here really are something special for if you like touring on motorcycles, and the Canary Motorcycle Tours guys often say it's motorcycling's best kept secret. And I tend to agree. The riding out here is brilliant. There's so much to see and do. The weather all year round pretty much is rideable. I mean, you might get unlucky and get a bit of rain this time of year, but it's always warm. So I thoroughly recommend it to the house if you fancy a dose of biking somewhere a little bit different. Get yourself down here for a go. So we're still on the TF12. We've climbed over the peaks and we're back in the descent again. I think we're probably back on the northern edge of the island, heading towards Las Mercedes, which is this forest entirely made of old Mercedes cars. Well, it may not be, but in my mind that's what it is. A bit more rockfall there. Got to be careful of those. So if you go around a hairpin, there's some chunks on the road, not good. But yeah, once again, really green bit of the island. Quite unlike how I imagine the Canaries, which in my mind are more sort of arid places, but you know, you'd never think we were just off the coast of the Sahara Desert. Well, this is definitely a different sort of day's riding. Well worth coming over here. Fairly unlike anything else I've ever ridden, I think. Definitely feel the temperature dropping as we get into the climb again. A bit later when we get up the side of the volcano, it's going to get decidedly chilly, I would imagine. All credit to you, sir. Unbelievable. Well, in fact, we passed those two earlier. She's still going up that hill. So we're still winding up through this forest towards Mercedes. Absolutely lush and beautiful area here, and nice that the sun's out. Reminds me very much actually of, I don't know if you've ever been to the north coast of Mallorca, sort of, what would be northwestern side. There's a great road up there that goes through the forest. Very similar to this. Very fortunate the Spanish. You've got some amazing countryside to explore. And a great biking nation as well. One of the things you notice when you're on the roads, you know, be it in Mallorca or Tenerife, Gran Canaria, Spain, wherever, anywhere Spanish, the drivers are very courteous towards bikes. It makes such a change when you're used to riding in Britain, where basically drivers don't treat you very well. You know, they do love their bikes, the Spanish. It's getting more foresty by the moment as we head towards Mercedes. Quite a bit of traffic down here. I'm wondering if it's a bit of a tourist spot, or maybe the whole island is. Be a little bit careful because the roads are a bit damp through this forested portion. Wow, now here's a viewpoint and a half. Let's go and see what we can find here. Woo! What do you make of that then, Ken? Splendid, wasn't it?
Very good.
It was good, wasn't it? Let's go and see what we can see. Alright team, how's it going? Good?
Yeah.
Good.
Nice one, Martin.
It was like being in a horror movie, that wasn't it?
In what respect? I thought it was great.
It was lovely.
I just didn't expect it to be so green here, because I've got the Canary Islands down as just being arid and desert-like, and we're off the Sahara, for to say, aren't we?
Well, this is the wettest part of the island, so if,
Right.
if we can get away, we're staying dry here.
We're good.
cracked it.
We're good. Good.
We cracked it.
Yeah. So what's this town here?
This is La Laguna, which is
right.
one of this is the old capital of the island, and
Right.
you can see the airport.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh,
Tenerife North that had the biggest loss of life and aviation.
Oh, that's the one with the two jumbos crashed in the
yeah.
fog. Yeah. Oh, nightmare. That was there, was it?
Yeah.
Crikey. What a view, though.
Norwegian airplane, isn't it?
It's very sort of verdant, though, isn't it? Look, that green valley. That is just not as you imagine.
That looks like a type of, almost a type of salmon.
I think it's time to get the camera out and take a few snaps, don't you? Nice one. Well, that was fun. Okay, so we're going to head down into the town there, and then in the cloud, that is Tidy, the volcano. So we're going to start our way up there. So it should be good fun. If we can get round this corner. Yes, he can. Right, so we're going to be climbing, so added a couple of extra layers of fleeces, because although it's going to get quite warm when we get down into the town, the temperature is going to quickly drop as we start to make that climb, particularly as we go through the cloud, and hopefully we'll burst out into the sunshine at the top. Or if we're unlucky, if the cloud's really thick, we'll just stay in cloud, but anyway, we'll see. Okay, so this is Las Mercedes. Quite different to how I expected it. Very few German cars, mostly cacti and trees. Smells really nice though. So this is the historic town of La Laguna. You can see the old cathedral in the middle there. According to Martin, was the ex-capital of the island. So we're just skirting around the edge and heading on for what's going to surely be one of the highlights of the day. Climbing up the side of that massive volcano, which is currently hidden in the cloud. Really looking forward to this. Ah, the sun is out, the sky is blue. Excellent. We're on the TF24 now, which takes us out of La Laguna towards El Teide, or Teide. And just past, I didn't have the camera on it, but just past a big banner with a photograph of the volcano on it. It's a classic volcano shape as well. It's a bit of a shame it's obscured by the cloud so you can't see it, but it's going to be an interesting ride up the side of it, or at least as far as we can get until we get to I believe there's a cable car station which you can go even further, and then if you want to get to the top and look in the crater, there's like a 40-minute walk. So unfortunately we're not going to have a chance to do that today. Maybe if I come back in the future, but it's all a bonus just being here, frankly. Okay, we're well out of the town now and into the sort of foothills of the ascent, I think. A lovely sort of pine forest with beautiful smells. Still on the TF24 to El Teide. Oh, nice looking little restaurante. No idea what the time is. We can't be too far off of lunchtime. But as we stop for that massive bap or whatever we were calling it earlier, which was particularly yummy with a Spanish omelette, I'm thinking we're probably going to be having a late lunch today. It's completely different again through here. Lovely. Okay, as we continue the climb, we can see that we're just coming up to the sort of edge of the bottom of the cloud now. So it's going to get foggy for a bit. It's definitely taken a turn for the colder. And I'm glad of having put on a couple of fleeces at that last stop. So I don't know if as we go through the trees will hold the fog back, or whether it's going to be a real pea super. We'll find out in a minute. Well, we seem to have avoided a pea super. Did get a little bit foggy in the trees for a while, but my spider senses are telling me that we're going to come out of the cloud quite soon. What he says, looking over there at the trees. In fact, we haven't even got into that bit. Who knows? Or maybe the dense stuff's yet to come. I'll try not to speak too soon. Ah yes, a little bit more foggy here. I hope we do get to break out above it though, because it should be beautiful up there. Ah yes, this is definitely turning into more of a pea super. I was definitely speaking too soon. Okay, I've had enough of the fog now. I can get this sort of November at home. And it is getting colder every foot we climb. And we are still climbing. Alrighty, gods of the fog. We've had a laugh. We've had your fun. Let's make the fog go away now. It's getting properly cold up here. I mean, silly me, I didn't bring my thermal underwear with me. I've just got my riding jeans on, which are in the main fine, but it is getting pretty cold up here now. And my thermal underwear would have been a nice touch, as would have my heated seat on my GS, some hot grips, and maybe my electric gloves. However, they're a couple of thousand miles away, back in Blighty. I'm just so hoping we're going to burst through this layer of cloud and it's going to be warm sunshine above, but somehow at 10-12,000 feet, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. We just passed a sign while I wasn't filming. It said El Teide, 30 kilometres still, and I think that was a sign to the cable car. So it's a good half an hour's riding yet, I think. And then of course there's no guarantee that we're going to burst out the cloud. We shall see. Okay, I may have offended the gods. The fog's got even worse. Yep, this counts as a proper pea super. Virtually no visibility now as far as I'm concerned. I'm just following the lights on the other bikes. But then I've got a dark visor as well, rather foolishly, to fight through. I had to ditch the sunglasses some time ago. Oh, I really hope we burst out of it soon. Well, as if by magic we have burst out of it a little bit. I'm not sure we're in the clear yet, but we're in a clear section. It looks like there's another layer of cloud to go yet. Pretty windy up here, as I'm sure you can hear. This bit now is reminding me more of the Cairngorms in Scotland, which is nowhere near as high as this, but is as inclement usually. At least we've got a little bit of visibility now. It was getting a bit of a struggle to see in that pea super. I'm just hopeful we can climb enough to get into some clear blue sky and sunshine, but I'm not sure that's going to happen for us today. Well, it's official. I'm absolutely flipping freezing. Who would have thought it this year, eh? 2018. The year I went to the Arctic Circle, and yet it was colder in Tenerife. It's all gone mad. Okay, I did do the Arctic Circle in July, and I am in Tenerife in November. I understand how that works, but it is sort of ironic, isn't it? Well, sadly my battery on the helmet cam ran out just as we were kind of halfway up there. So, but as it happened, we never did burst out of the cloud. Anyway, we're going for a warm-up now, get a quick drink. Oh, it's so much warmer in here. Let's get another chair. That's all right, I know when I'm not loved. Oh, that's better. What are we thinking then? Ice cream?
Possibly.
Or broth? Soup. It's the way to go, isn't it?
Yes.
Look at that, check that out.
Soup and bits.
It's like being at home. Only colder. Right, lunch imbibed. We're all warmed up. Let's hope that lasts. Excellent soup and coffee, and a bacon butty thrown in for good measure. All healthy fare. Right, now the theory is that as we go to the eastern side of the mountain, the clouds should be being held back by the volcano and it will burst into lovely warm air with blue skies. That's the theory. Martin seemed quite confident about that. I hope it is, because it's already flipping cold again up here. And it feels like it's raining a bit, just to add to our fun. Bring on the warmer stuff, I say. Well, this landscape is quite something. I'm assuming this is basically lava fields. Incredible. It's got a definite sort of Martian quality about it. Not that I've ever ridden a Honda on Mars before. But if one were to, I imagine it'd be quite like this. But probably not raining. Actually, the rain stopped now. Look, the road's dry here. This is actually quite pleasant. We've got a bit of sunshine now. Check out that. Yeah, that is amazing. That is very Martian-esque. Wow, it's incredible. Once that bit of cloud goes and the sun pokes through, it just instantly gets warmer. Suddenly it's quite comfortable as opposed to being absolutely brass monkeys. And once again, a completely different landscape, this one. Well, I don't think I've ever ridden anywhere like this. Well, this really is quite special, isn't it? I'm glad to say I can't smell volcano. Whenever I've been to any volcanic areas before, there's usually a really terrible smell of sulphur, but not close enough to the top to smell that. Oh, it makes all the difference being out of that cloud. This is really quite lovely. Wowza. Look at that! Brilliant! Oh, I'm liking that. You can see the cable car that goes to the top there, or nearly to the top. Oh, whoops. Feels like mission accomplished. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. It's well worth the cold getting up here through that mist and fog. Look at this lava field. It's just incredible. Don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that.